What's up, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. Today we're covering a highly coveted accessory, something I've wanted from the beginning and has been very elusive, but finally we acquired it, and that is the Hori Play Stand, an official Nintendo accessory made by Hori. And what it does is it allows you to, one, stand up that Switch, not on the table, not on the kickstand, but on an elevated piece of plastic. But most importantly, it allows you to charge while it's in tabletop. Because as you can see here, I can't get to the port. It's on the bottom, it's inaccessible. Everyone wished it was at the top, but because of the dock and all that, it couldn't be. This is gonna really help us out. So we'll unbox it, we'll play with it, we'll check it out with the Joy-Con, with the Pro Controller. We've got our AC adapter, and we'll let you know if it's worth it. So this little guy retails for $12.99. Like I said, it's been in and out of stock. Or more often out of stock pretty much everywhere. I had to resort to getting it off of eBay, but I found someone who was selling it for just a little bit above retail, which wasn't too bad. Just to show you real quick, on the back it says play while charge cable is connected, set to 3 angles and fold up for portability. So you can see the little play stand there can fold for travel or for just bringing it along with you. It's got 3 different viewing angles, and then you can connect your USB-C AC adapter into the bottom for charging while you are playing, which I think is the most awesome feature that this has. So let's open it up and let's see how it works, how stable it is, and all that. It's a lot smaller than I expected, but again, I guess the Switch isn't very heavy, so you don't need a whole lot of oomph there to really hold things up. So you got the little Switch logo down here, and it looks like this is gonna kind of open up like this, and it is very portable. So we gotta, there we go. So this is how you're going to be able to adjust your viewing angle. You can set this thing almost like a folding chair right here, or right here. And then the nice part is that everything is going to come in through the bottom. So let's attach our Switch. All right, so here is the Switch on the Play Stand, and it's an interesting little setup because you'll notice there aren't a whole lot of connectors. There isn't anything for it to snap in place. There's no locks. All there is are these 2 tiny little pegs that are going to fit into, or kind of fit into the 2 tiny little pegs that are there. So if we do set this thing and line it up, it does go in nice and easy, and it allows for it not to come out. So obviously if you tip it, it is going to fall over completely. You can move it though, and it will stay in place, and it's locked in enough that I don't think you're going to run into any issues. Now this is the default viewing angle, but you can bring it way forward if you want for something much more upright. Although I think most people are going to find themselves utilizing this default positioning. You can also bring it way down low, which I guess is useful because it does allow for different viewing angles depending on your multiplayer setup, depending on reflection or light or what you may need. But I do think this is probably the most effective. Now, I'm going to play a little, show you guys what that's like, and then we'll try to connect the USB-C AC adapter and see how it works charging and playing at the same time. So it actually is a very nice angle and a nice little setup, playing by Isaac Afterbirth here, and it's really comfortable, really easy to see. I wish it was tilted just a tinge forward because the kickstand has the system angled a little bit more forward, but it seems to be a really solid height. Everything kind of feels natural, and I like the fact that I do have a little more elevation when I am playing Switch in tabletop mode, and I think that it would be really nice to sort of place on a surface, especially if you're doing multiplayer and you want it to be raised a little in better view, maybe pushed back, and you want it to be propped up. I think that this is going to be a really useful tool for that tabletop multiplayer session, especially given the fact that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the next big title on the horizon. That one is going to, of course, elicit all sorts of awesome multiplayer sessions, and I think this Play Stand could work really well kind of in tandem with Mario Kart, because you are going to be using tabletop multiplayer with the Joy-Con horizontally, or maybe you're going to use a Pro Controller, and we're going to try that too. It should work. It's so funny that the Pro Controller is almost as big as the system itself. But let's turn the Pro Controller here. All right, we've got the Pro Controller all synced, and this actually feels incredibly cool. I don't know, something about the Pro Controller and the Switch and tabletop mode really just is so much fun. And now, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of the ideal way to tackle a lot of these games with the Pro Controller and the ability to play in tabletop mode with it elevated. It's definitely not a necessary accessory, but it is a nice little luxury to have it lifted up, to have it higher, and to then be able to, like I said, better accommodate multiplayer play sessions. And I think it just, it gives it like a nice touch when you've got the Pro Controller there as well. That all synced up, and you've got basically this portable home console hybrid now feeling more like a mini console because it does have the proper play stand as opposed to just a little mini kickstand and barely elevating itself above the table. I'm sure there's a few of you out there that really wanted to see it in the weird, strange, laid down, almost all the way mode. So we're playing now with it laid down, and you can still see it. I mean, the Switch screen is a really great screen, as you know, I'm sure. So it has a nice wide viewing angle, or the potential for nice wide viewing angles. So this really, like, is it something I'd ever really do? It's kind of annoying and kind of weird, but it doesn't make gameplay impossible. So in case this somehow helped you avoid light, or in case this somehow helped make your gaming easier in some way, you can do it, and it totally works, and it's not terrible. It's not too exaggerated an angle that you can't see or can't play. I still can totally play. Fighting the gurglings is a little harder when the screen is down there, although it's helped by the Pro Controller for sure. Hello? You guys in there? I mean, I can see them back here, but it's so much better if I'm like this. All right. Enough of this fun and games. Let's move it back. That is much better. You can go up here if you want, and just to give you the other few of you that wanted to see this, here we go. Okay, we've got the Switch in straight up at attention mode. It's really propped up. And actually, this isn't so bad. If I push this back a bit, I think it would be totally fine. It looked weird at first, but actually playing from this angle, not a big deal. As we take out the boss here, grab ourselves a blue cap, some hearts to recover, and we're headed down to the next floor. The real kicker, though, is can we charge while playing? Got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild loaded up. Here's our AC adapter, USB-C, and there's no, you're not weaving it through any holes or anything like that. They just leave the bottom exposed. So you can slide this. Can I do this one hand? Yes, I can. Right? Oh! So now it's all plugged in, you're playing with actual power, and it really is nice to be able to have this thing tabletopped up and have the AC adapter connected. You don't even need to remove the Joy-Con if you want. You could technically just play like this with the Joy-Con here on the play stand, and it gives you that nice elevated little extra angle and allows you to charge while playing in tabletop. You can also use, of course, your Pro Controller. You can remove the Joy-Con, but probably the most sneaky and convenient and cool feature is that you can charge while you are letting this thing sit on the table, not worried about holding it in handheld or docked in TV. It's tabletop, it's charging, it's pretty awesome. All in all, I really like the Play Stand, especially since it's priced appropriately. A lot of Switch accessories are up there when it comes to dollars and cents, but this guy at $12.99 is a nice, easy addition to your Switch arsenal. I love the fact that it allows charging while on tabletop. I like that it elevates it. I think it'll be really good for multiplayer sections, and I like that it just slides in. There's not a whole lot of weird trickery. There's not a whole lot of like clicking in or attaching on or anything like that. It just sits there, but it holds it enough to make it work. And when you're done, this thing folds real nice and easy for great portability, and it's just a little extra. It can fit anywhere the Switch can fit. It's smaller than the Switch. So in conclusion, the Play Stand provides you and your Switch with 3 important benefits. 1, it allows for different viewing angles, which may be extra helpful in multiplayer gaming. 2, it gives you a better kickstand, a stronger, sturdier, more elevated kickstand. And 3, most importantly, it allows you to charge while in tabletop mode, something that couldn't really be done before. Sure, you can kind of mess around with it, jerry-rig your own contraption to allow for charging, but if you want to play with the kickstand, if you want to elevate it, and you don't have a play stand, you're not going to be charging in tabletop. This allows you to do both. So let us know in the comments down below what you think of the Play Stand, if you're planning on picking one up, if you've already got one, how it works for you, and if you hope these things come back in stock. Again, the Nintendo Hori Play Stand, $12.99. I'm looking forward to using it with my girlfriend and brothers and friends for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, for Splatoon 2, and even for some solo play. I like just having it elevated. It's not a necessary accessory, but it's definitely a nice one, and we at Switch Force fully recommend it. So thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the latest from Switch and all the accessories now and in the future. Hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to see them. And until next time, thanks again. Switch Force out.